Hello Microhealth and welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Jenna Hamra. I am an employee at Microhealth and on the side I am a personal trainer. At the end of this video, you're going to feel more in control and hopefully more at peace with the decisions that you make during holiday eating. It can be pretty difficult to not feel guilty about the foods that we're eating if we feel like they're going to hinder our goals, whether that's aesthetic or just feeling better. It can also be hard when maybe we have siblings or family members that are watching over our shoulder all the time, or we're looking at what they're eating, or maybe we just have some foods that we fear that are going to be at the holidays. So let's dive into 3 tips that you can use to enjoy the holiday foods and hopefully enjoy the company of yourself and of others. When it comes to being with family and friends, sometimes there are comments about our weight, our appearance, maybe even what we have on our plate. Even if you are the person that may be making these comments, I challenge you to just look at your own plate and to worry about what you want, to pick the foods that you want, and then to enjoy those foods because you picked them. Narrowing in on what you have and not looking at what others get, if they go back for seconds or thirds, if they have dessert on their plate, is going to allow you to be more present. And now you can really spend this time talking to others and experiencing those moments with the people that you love or that you're with. After all, don't you want to be able to remember the moments that you had with people and not go back and look at that moment and remember how much you were suffering because you were only thinking about what others were thinking about? As for tip number 2, let me ask you this. Would you rather eat your grandma's pie that she makes only once a year, and it's that blueberry strawberry pie with the nice crispy crust, or would you rather eat something that you could get all the time, like an Oreo or chips? A lot of times at holidays, we end up eating a lot of food that we could probably get on a day-to-day basis at the grocery store. And so we end up overindulging in those foods and maybe not enjoying the things that are a little bit more unique to the holidays. The other good thing about this is you can really enjoy those foods just because you haven't had them a lot. So sitting down, savoring it, maybe it's a bit nostalgic for you, and you can fill up on those foods instead of maybe reaching for the chips or the Oreos. Lastly, I want to ask you one more question, and that is, how do you feel after you eat foods that are deemed bad? If you're making the choice to eat them, then you might as well enjoy them. And then you can start the week off right again with high nutrient dense foods. It's a holiday and holidays are meant to enjoy. And if eating those types of foods are enjoyable for you, then I would say go for it. And on the other hand, if those foods don't make you feel good or they don't make you happy, then maybe it would be best not to eat them. Just because everyone else is eating them doesn't mean you have to. And one last thing, one weekend of poor food choices isn't going to mean that your whole routine, your whole health journey, or your goals are destroyed. As long as you're eating healthy most of the time and you're having those balanced meals, then maybe having some days where you actually just sit down and you don't worry about the types of foods you're putting in your body is going to cause a little bit less stress, and your body may feel a little bit more relaxed just because you weren't super stressed about the foods you were eating. You were able to enjoy some foods even if they weren't the healthiest, but you're gonna get back on track during the week. Let's have a stress-free weekend. Happy holidays, happy 4th of July. Go out, use some of these tips, whether that is just looking at your own plate, whether that is finding any unique food that you really enjoy, or even just giving yourself some grace to enjoy the holidays. All right, guys, see you next week. Have a good weekend.